Crystal.
Thank you. I'd like to clarify some comments Mohan made. You did not bring back rebuttals. They were always there. Doug was just violating rights. That's why you didn't need to take a vote to bring them back. They were always there.
Jersey Watcher YouTube channel is a channel I'd like to recommend. He does outstanding work. He knows what case laws to bring up when city council members try to violate his rights and shut him down. So it seems that some of these council members may have used taxpayer funds to deliberately attack Christo Macropoulos by using members of the police department to charge him with criminal offenses that he'll likely beat. I believe his court cases will be better than anything we've ever seen.
Did you get the paperwork from upstairs too, my paperwork?
The agenda, we'll hold it. We'll get it. We'll get you an agenda.
It wasn't just the agenda. So what was the reason for almost ripping my arm off when I was going to the wall? So I was gonna allow you to put the handcuffs on me, but you fucking enjoy almost ripping someone's fucking arm off. Yeah, I know.
But I also came to have a conversation, a long overdue conversation with Doug. Right here it says, a president or vice president who refuses to perform a duty imposed upon them by law may be removed by a majority vote. That sounds beautiful in practice, but what happens when a situation like last year, that Mayor Sam Joshi's people take over the board and you don't have the quorum to do such a thing? It sounds beautiful, but it doesn't work, because who stopped Doug last year from violating people's rights? He did it every single meeting. In fact, if you go back to the reorganization meeting, I'd like the lawyer to listen into what I'm about to say. If you go back to watch the reorganization meeting, Shannon had a conversation with Vice President Mr. Romano. They were about to talk about changing the bylaws, whatever, for rebuttal, whatever. And Mr. Schneider interrupts. He said to them, oh, you don't have to do that. When you're council president, you can just do anything you want, just like he did. Well, he snitched himself out. He admitted for one whole year he violated the rules for not only the public speaking time, but for rebuttal. He was forcing people to give up their standard time in order to get a rebuttal time later. That's not what it says in the bylaws. That's not what it says in the rules, policies, or procedures. So, you know, like I said, this is beautiful in practice, but once that board gets overtaken by tyrants, it really doesn't matter. People like Doug just do whatever they want. That's why I would like you guys to take a no confidence vote and censure Doug. Not only did he waste thousands of dollars, and I'd like you guys to open an investigation. Did Doug Schneider waste thousands of dollars, taxpayer money, to stop one person from the public from coming to this meeting? If so, that's conspiracy to deprive a member of their rights. Not just for one whole year, discrimination, intimidation, humiliation, dehumanization. Nobody had anything. Brian, you had nothing to say about it. Baral, Shivi, Miss Virginia White, none of you guys had anything to say about it. It was basically you were enabling an abuser. You can gaslight people all you want, but at the end of the day, the laws are the laws. And he took an oath to uphold those laws, and he violated that every single time. In fact, I could have filed an Open Public Meetings Act violation for every single meeting that he violated my right. It would have forced them to come back again every meeting, and for one whole year, I could have actually held up the Board of Education for one whole year. The teachers wouldn't have cared until they figured out they're not going to get a paycheck, because he wouldn't have had one legal meeting on the record. I chose not to do that. There's no reason to scorch the earth and to have the kids pay for Doug Schneider's and Mayor Sam Joshi's mistake. But at the end of the day, dehumanization needs to stop, the humiliation, the violating people's civil rights.
The amount of evidence he's gathered to bring to light the corruption against not only him, but perpetrated on the people of that community. It's going to be fucking hellfire from here.
Hey, Kristen.
Hey, Gerba, this is fucking bullshit. Hey, Todd, you can go fuck yourself, Todd. You're a fucking piece of shit.
I'll only start it on.
You're a fucking piece of shit, Todd.
Hey, Crystal.
No, I'm not gonna forget about this. I'm not
You
gonna
don't know
forget
who I am.
about this. I know who you are. I'm not forgetting about this. No, Stout almost ripped my fucking arm off my fucking... Stout, last name that I saw it, so this is Todd. Todd almost ripped my fucking arm off. I was turning around so you guys can put the handcuffs on me. Because if you guys were gonna do that, I'm not gonna, and he still fucking went to go rip my fucking arm out. He still went to go rip my fucking arm out with that piece of shit.
Absolutely disgusting. I'll be back up here for my rebuttal time. I missed my chance to speak on this earlier, but yeah. Doug, through the chair to Doug Schneider. Now that we get to have our, finally, a healthy conversation about this, would you like to apologize to me? Who authorized you to waste thousands of dollars of taxpayers' money to be in a conspiracy so I can get arrested? Are you aware, Council President Shannon Peng and Council Vice President, 1 month after he spent thousands of dollars with the Bush law firm to stifle my free speech and my rights, that 1 month later, the Edison police maliciously falsified police reports against me and maliciously prosecuted me and then slandered me all over the media? Doug, did that have anything to do with you? Did that have anything to do with Mayor Bush's law firm? Was it because I recorded Tony DePascal speaking with Mayor Bush, whose law firm represents the BOE, who was giving him advice to attack certain members of the BOE? That was my Project Veritas moment. And what did they want to do? They wanted to, first they were trying to get federal charges against me for wiretapping. There was no wiretapping. There's no expectation of privacy out in the public. So what did they do next? They maliciously falsified reports. They filed fake charges against me. And the truth is going to come out. That's why it's been 1 year and I haven't went to trial yet, but it's going to be better than the Johnny Depp trials. I'm going to own them. Joe Romano, I love you. You pump me up. You pump me up. Come to my court, come to my cases, we're going to own them. God bless South Edison.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Never, at no time did I move away from you, Patel, or anything like that. And neither was I when I went to go to the wall.
Sit in the center.
So why did you say
Sit
in the center?
Yeah.
So why did you say, Patel, that I was resisting the cover up for Lieutenant Todd? Is that what you guys do duty?
He asked you to turn around. You did.
I was turning around. I was already on the fucking wall, you idiot, and the body camera's gonna fucking show that. Ask Celine, was I resisting? Was I
Turn us
resisting?
off.
Fasten your D-Box safety belts because Christo is about to spoon-feed these parasites their own hypocrisy as if they were hors d'oeuvres at a fancy restaurant in a fancy hotel. Only you rich bastards know what I'm talking about. That's where you all cheat on your wives. Or husbands. Anywho, let's watch the video.
Crystal.
I just want to ask, please don't say my name because it's doxing. I might want to go by the name George Orwell or Thomas Paine. Thank you. My time? Okay. I don't understand, lawyer, I don't understand all that time wasting Mayor Sam Joshi did with the Clara Barton Library. I believe he was trying to get his wife a $200,000 a year paycheck. But at the end of the day, you're the lawyer for the Board of Education. I believe, that there's a case law coming out of Patterson that says you cannot separate the special needs kids from the rest of everyone else. And at the end of the day, it's not the township's job to provide services for special needs people. I'd like you guys to address that. Another question I have that Doug Schneider has ran away from for over a year, is he related to Ari Schneider from the Bush law firm? Does he refuse to answer that question because he refused to fill out his financial disclosure form and did not put Ari Schneider's name out? You've been asked the same question for over a year. You say you're not related to everyone else, but you conveniently don't answer that. You could answer that right now. Are you related to Ari Schneider? Is that a yes or a no? Okay. Lawyer, I'm going to work on my cross-examining skills for when I defeat Edison in the court. But at the end of the day, when I did record Tony DePascal, phony Tony DePascal, texting the Metuchen mayor and his law firm, not only was he making threatening statements saying Venketta's here, Venketta's doing this, Christo's doing that, he was also texting Burrell, Brian, and Doug. It could be seen. Is that what you guys do during Board of Education meetings? Text people out in the audience and give them advice how to better attack Jerry, Shannon, and others? Because if you guys go back to the video, phony Tony is actually bragging to Mayor Bush that Jerry Shee called him out for, what did you call him out for? Giving out confidential information. And he, right there, he was, there you go. In regards to the Silver Lake property, once again, Sam Joshi is doing more mortgage fraud, more loan frauds. The town could have bought that property, pennies on the dollar. Instead, he goes to the newspaper, announces he wants that property, creates bidders, and then we end up having to pay 10 times more than the property's actually worth. You'll never, when you go to sell the property, you'll never get that amount back. And then when you go to see who are the people giving him this loan, it's BCB Bank, Coughlin Law Firm's bank. The same BCB Bank, remember how he wanted to remove people from the library board because you guys refused to hand over money to BCB Bank, which was not even an authorized vendor of the township? I hope we can all recall that. And the last point I want to make, I think we all figured out what happened with the racist flyers. I think we all figured out that it was Mayor Sam Joshi and Bob Deal that they set up Jerry Shee for the simple fact they were hoping when Jerry Shee got elected that Jerry would make Deal superintendent. He refused to do that. What did Doug want to do last year? He wanted to make Deal superintendent. It is my opinion that Mayor Sam Joshi and Bob Deal created the racist flyers in order to attack their opponents while at the same time trying to give themselves a job. I find that very disgraceful. We spent over 5 years character assassinating each other in this town. And shame on Mayor Sam Joshi. Jerry, I'd like you to say something about that. Did you not come to town council meeting with a recording between Bob Deal and AJ Patil about Bob Deal wanted to make himself superintendent, and then when you came to the podium to try to play that, they violated your civil rights. They were so scared of you making that video public that they had you removed. Do you not recall that, Jerry? Do you remember that day? It's a yes or no.
Finish all your questions.
Okay. I would like Mayor Sam Joshi investigated. I want you to know that Mayor Sam Joshi's companies are providing financial loans to South Asians and South Asians only. He was a part of the Quicken Loan scandal. And then when they're done getting their education here in America, they go back to India or Pakistan. They end up defaulting on their loans, and then the American taxpayers have to foot the bill. This is who you voted for, Mayor Sam Joshi, financial fraud artist, a scam artist, loan fraud. And when you look to see who his partner is, Dadia, for the SD Capital, he made his sister the judge. And not only that, when you have your own company, you're not supposed to be on the board of directors. That's a conflict of interest. Why I see a vice president in his own company. And also, I'd like to add this. His one company registered as a foreign agent. Did Mayor Sam Joshi register himself as a foreign agent when he became mayor? Did he advise? He's possibly breaking the Logan Act right now. Attorney, if you have companies, okay, such as Sam Joshi, and he's doing all these business dealings with India, Pakistan, everywhere else for his loan frauds, shouldn't he have registered himself as a foreign agent when he became mayor?
Crystal, this is a school board meeting.
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you.
Well,
all right?
God bless America. And I just want to say they removed the American flag to the side because it had a gold fringe on it. And to have the gold fringe means maritime law, the law of the sea. I will never pledge allegiance to that flag because it has the gold fringe. Here on American soil, you cannot have the gold fringe. It has to just be the regular American flag. Because here the law of the land takes precedence over the law of the sea. The Constitution takes precedence over the law of the sea. And I want the lawyer to know this. Why do we have a military flag? Why are we taking allegiance to a military flag, a maritime flag, rather than the United States flag that represents the United States Constitution and the law of the land? Have a good day.
Thank you.
There's a thing called a rebuttal, where if you don't agree with something someone else says, you can argue against that. The more they tried to shut Christo up, the more he felt the need to speak out. He's not like anyone else. He's persistent. His battles are on a grand scale. One man against an abused system and many of its members. Christo is a humble man. He never asks for anything. He only wants to see fairness and equality in his community, even if the overlords want to cover the ruins with dead flowers from Joe the Florist Coyle and friends. The Mayor Sam Joshi and his friends seem to have it out for Christo. Let's remind these cowards that a smooth tongue and a nice suit don't mean you're a good guy. Let's not forget Dahmer and Bundy had warming features. Some of these people could possibly be no different. Everyone, please go subscribe to Jersey Watcher's YouTube channel and let him know I sent you. He'll be uploading again soon, so make sure you hit the bell for his comeback. It's going to be long awaited and highly anticipated. See you there, good people. Thank you for watching.